The pick is in.
The Miami Heat have made a selection in the 2024 NBA Dimes for the team and Wes Goldberg from Locked On Heat to break down the Heat selecting Kel'el Ware with the number 15 pick presented by LinkedIn. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the qualified candidates you want to talk to faster. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/LockedOnNBA. So Wes, the Heat had been tied to picks at guard for the weeks leading up to the draft. Were you surprised they actually went with a center at 15?
I was a little surprised, yeah, but then you looked at who was on the board, and some of the guards that they were targeting, Devin Carter, Rob Dillingham, went off the board in the top 10, right? You had Minnesota move up and go ahead and get Rob Dillingham. So maybe some of the guys that they thought were going to slide to them at 15 weren't there. And Devin Carter, who I think was probably their top target on their board, goes 2 picks earlier at 13. And so the Heat were there, and they have made it known that they're probably going to take the best player available. And based on who was on the board, Kel'el Ware had a workout with them. That workout did go well. It, I guess, answered those whatever questions that there were about Ware's motor and all these other things. Was a three-point shot for real? I suppose that those were answered enough in that workout where they felt really comfortable with taking him there. And this is definitely an upside pick, right? They have not had an elite athlete with this kind of size here in Miami for quite some time. And so the workout went well. They bought in on all the tools and everything like that, and they took the guy who they thought was the best player on their board.
And we talked about a lot of his upside and looking a little bit different and what he brings to that center position. So what do you think are maybe the areas where they'll really have to work with him here in summer league and throughout the season just to kind of get him to where they want to be?
The first thing that stands out is his strength, right? The guy, first of all, he's young, so this is expected, but as a rookie, he might be 7'1", but he don't play like it. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is a finesse basketball player right now. He did get pushed off his spots by smaller players in college, and that's something that he's going to have to work on. A little bit more of a finesse game, right? Kind of falls away from the basket when he's scoring. He doesn't fall into the basket. He is a lob threat. He does have that high end, like, sort of up and down athleticism. But in terms of that ability to get through players and, centers in the NBA, bigger players in the NBA, not even just centers, I think he could have a hard time, posting up smaller players in the NBA who are just stronger. The strength needs to come a long way with him. I also think some of the other things, like the defensive fundamentals, the working on the three-point shot. He shot 42.5% from three-point range, but on very low volume in Indiana last season. They're going to have to figure out if that's for real, figuring out places where he's going to be able to impact the game on both ends of the ball and all that kind of stuff. But to me, it starts with the strength and kind of getting that to a point where he is able to sort of match up with guys who are his size.
Luckily, Eric Spoelstra has himself an all-star center to work with Adebayo, so it gives him an opportunity to be able to bring Kel'el Ware along. For more on the Heat, subscribe to Locked On Heat on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. And for more on Kel'el Ware, let's get an inside look on his path to the NBA.
Kel'el Ware from the Indiana Hoosiers is projected as a first-round pick, but I think he's still being underrated. I'm Jacob Goins from Locked On Hoosiers. Kel'el Ware is a 7-foot, 240-pound center with a 7'7" wingspan who transferred from Oregon to Indiana for his sophomore season. He was all Big Ten second team and all Big Ten defensive team and second in the conference of double-doubles and rebounds per game. His NBA draft comparison is Jared Allen of the Cleveland Cavaliers. People are asking, can he make an immediate impact on an NBA roster? And I say because of his defense, his rebounding, and his inside shot making, he will be seeing the floor early and often for whatever NBA team takes a chance. For more on Kel'el Ware and all things Indiana Hoosiers, follow and subscribe to the Locked On Hoosiers podcast on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
And for continuing coverage of the 2024 NBA Draft, subscribe to Locked On NBA on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.